This is a video I found quite some time ago, and it took me forever to find the time to respond to it. It's my fault. I mean, I wanted to respond to it, but other things were more important to me. Now, I think I really should. Considering how gender dysphoria is a genuine issue and one of my pet peeves, when I found Anneliese and Eleanor talking about gender, nearly all my alarm bells went off, and I really felt the need to respond to this. So here is my response. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi guys, I'm here with Eleanor, a certified gender expert, and today we are going to talk about gender.
I'm not certified, but I am a gender expert.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to make a certified joke in here, and then I thought, no, that's silly. But damn, you're making it hard for me not to make a certified joke in here. I mean, you're a gender expert? An expert in genders. Okay. I'm here to say that everyone is. Considering there's only two and there's not a lot to know about it. Then again though, yeah, no one is. Because have you ever lived with the other gender? Then you'll know that there are plenty of pitfall out there. And it's not even based on gender. I mean, it's based on personality. And personality is not the same thing as gender. I'm rambling, aren't I? Yeah, I'm rambling.
So, Eleanor, you are pretty informed in regards to gender and sexuality. And
Say so.
Yeah, and you're in a class right now with some people who are as informed as you are and some people who aren't, and it's a class about gender. And can you just tell me a little bit about what that experience is like?
First off, what does that mean? You're in a class with some people who are as informed as you are and some people who are not as informed as you are. Does that mean that that class is pretty bad, or that some people are actually getting information out of that class and the others aren't? Or does it mean that some people agree with you and others don't, therefore they are wrong? Just checking, you know, I mean, well, you're not going to answer, obviously, but just putting it out there.
So, I'm in a class called Gender and Society. It's a 200 level class, and there's a really wide range of experience and knowledge when it comes to gender and sexuality. We've got people like me and a couple of my friends who are in that class talking about like these really complex theories about like homophobia and like gender socialization and things like that. Like I've read like Judith Butler, a couple other people in the class have too. She's really hard. And then we've got some other people in the class who come in and they're like, what does cisgender mean? But I think that it's actually good to have the varying perspectives in there, because once you get like too deep into theory, you kind of lose something. You lose something of like a worldly perspective, and so it's really good to have all those different levels of experience in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, we do not all have the same schooling system in the world. A level 200 class is roughly equal to a second class in a subject. Usually level 100 means introduction, level 200 gets to the beef of the thing. But lots of classes don't even bother with introduction. And I'm sure that this one is one of those. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I assume fair is fair. And here you're saying my main problem with what you're saying. Okay, during our life, during our formative years, which is usually the age you're in now, and luckily for me, I've already passed that, we are trying to become our own person. And one of the things we do is we try to push away from our parents. We will, throughout the years that will follow, slowly return back to the fold, so to speak. But we try to identify ourselves as something else than our parents. This is not always true, but this happens quite a lot. But at the same time, we are, as humans, social animals. Therefore, we need to feel that whomever we identify other than our parents, we still need to be in a group. Throughout the years, politics was a way to distance yourself from your parents. Clothing styles was a way to distance yourself from your parents. And music was a way to distance yourself from parents. All sorts of interests could be used to distance yourself from your parents. Unfortunately, what we've seen the last, let's say, 30 years is that gender now is one of those subjects. Now, why wasn't it back in the days? Well, because there were no large groups of people claiming to be a different gender. But now we are in a world where claiming that you are a different gender than male or female is actually a thing. And people identify with that, just like they would with different political stances or different clothing styles or different music styles. What we are seeing is the formative years of youth trying to identify themselves. And somehow this gender dysphoria has been created. Don't get me wrong, gender dysphoria is a thing, it already existed, but the thing that we have now is a situation where gender dysphoria is perceived as a good thing, which is a problem to the people with general gender dysphoria, not the version you're having, because you're doing it to identify yourself as other than your parents. And throughout the years, you will slowly go back into the fold. But people with actual gender dysphoria will not. But at the same time, they're getting the feeling that their behavior is acceptable because more and more people are showing this behavior. There is this thing called transtranders. There's a reason most transgenders are against transtranders. What you're portraying is transgender. There are, unfortunately, two genders, male and female. Now, you could have gender dysphoria, which means that you are a man in a woman's body or a woman in a man's body, which is an issue. Is it a psychological issue? Yes. Is transitioning from man to woman a solution? Maybe. For some it is. I'm not going to say it's not. For some it is not. But whatever the solution is, it's not creating more genders. And this is my problem with what you're doing. Anyway, rambling once again, I know. I probably will do that a lot in this movie. And it's amazing to me that you think that things like gender identity and cisgenders and blah 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 like that are in the same league as homophobia. Homophobia is an issue. The other ones are concepts.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about your own experiences with gender presentation and exploration, if you will? No pressure if you don't want to.
No, I would love to. And I'm going to start off by saying that we don't really, I don't think we, personally, I don't believe that we experience gender so much as we do gender. Gender is sort of, it's like a performance almost. It's kind of the wrong word, but it's the best word I can think of to describe it. And it's something that is socially reinforced in every single interaction that we do, like throughout the day, like with each other, with like the media, with anything. And so last year I identified as a trans guy, and I feel like part of the reason that I did that is because I felt that I was doing being a girl incorrectly.
And the very next bits you are talking about basically prove my point. Gender is not a performance. Gender is part of who you physically are. You like to think that it's a performance thing. You talk about how you felt you were doing girl wrong and therefore you thought you were a trans man. I'm sorry, my dear. That's not how it works. Yes, you can take time to identify yourself, of course, but it's not because you feel like this or you feel like that. It's not something that is fluid. You are who you are. But you're still in your formative years. So you're trying to figure out who you are. And you're listening to people who tell you that gender is fluid. And you belong to that group. And because you belong to that group, you will adjust into that group. So for now, gender for you is fluid. But it's not. And here you are telling other people gender is fluid. I learned this. I know everything about genders. When you don't even know who you yourself are. which is weird considering that no person out there does not have a gender. Even hermaphrodites, who have both of them, fair is fair, but they still have them. I'm sorry, my dear. This is where I'm going to end my rambling, my rant, because I, of course, watched the rest of your video, and it's. I feel sorry for you. I really do, because you are lost in yourself, and the people you have surrounded yourself with prefer you to stay lost. I'm genuinely sorry for you. This is genuinely an issue, and your issue isn't that you're gender dysphoric. Your issue is that you try to be gender dysphoric so that you can fit in, which is pretty bad, actually. It really is. I'm going to end this here. I like to make jokes, and I like to rant, and I like to tell you how stupid you are or whatnot, but I don't want to do that, because I really think you have an issue. You really need help, but you don't see that. You think I'm the one that's wrong. Anyway, I hope that people who watch this video and feel that they are transgender, okay, being transgender is an actual thing. It really is. So yeah, focus on that. Focus on trying to get your life in order. Even if you're a man stuck in a woman's body or a woman stuck in a man's body, you can still have a good life. Just try to balance your life. Transgenders have the highest suicide rate of all people, which is an issue. And that issue is because gender dysphoria is a genuine problem. So get help. And tell the people around you. I mean, they might not easily accept you, but yeah, that's part of the problem of being a transgender. The ones that love you will accept you for who you are. It's a bitch to be in, to be honest. I really do not envy anyone with that problem. And if you are one of those people that think gender is fluid, sorry, stop playing that broken record. It's bullshit. It really is. And you're actually hurting people with genuine problems out there. Trenders are worse for transgenders than homophobic people. Because from a homophobe, you at least know what you can expect. A transgender is someone who suddenly identifies as you and then suddenly doesn't. He pretends that he's part of your problem, but he doesn't have a clue on what's going on. But they'll tell you how the world works. And as a transgender, you fuck it up for others. Transgenders actually need people to help them out. Not because they're stupid, but because they're in a situation where they are different. And being different, for a social creature as humans, is a difficult thing. And you make it sound like a joke, like a concept, like a choice. You do not have the choice. It's not a concept. It's an issue. I really wish this transgender thingy and this gender dysphoria thingy would go away, but it will not go away as long as we have transgenders and this whole gender dimorphosis problem we have out there. Oh no, today I am gender fluid, so today I'm asexual, but tomorrow I may be a girl again. I'm sorry. That's an issue. Anyway, I'm rambling. I know I'm rambling. I need to end this. This is a genuine problem, though. People, seriously, read up on it. Like, share, subscribe if you feel inclined to. And I hope my next one will be a little bit more uplifting. But yeah, this is really an issue. And people like Anneliese and Eleanor are contributing to the problem, not to the solution.